Well, markets are holding their breath this week. Big tech earnings are just around the corner, while the conflict in the Middle East is keeping oil traders on edge. Hey everyone, it's Tuesday morning, July 21st, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, here to break down yesterday's market action in just 2 minutes. Quick note before we dive in, today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital, Asset Management Frankfurt. Learn more about our funds and strategies at amf-capital.de. All right, let's get started. U.S. stocks finished lower as investors took a cautious approach ahead of a big week of earnings. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 0.6%, while the Standard & Poor's 500 slipped 0.2%. The Nasdaq Composite ended almost unchanged after another volatile session for semiconductor stocks. So, the big question right now is what's next for the artificial intelligence story? Over the past few weeks, we've seen investors rotate between different sectors, and now all eyes are on earnings from companies like Alphabet, Intel, IBM, and Tesla. Experts want to see whether these companies can finally show that their massive investments in artificial intelligence are starting to generate meaningful profits. Meanwhile, geopolitics remained another major driver. The conflict between the United States and Iran intensified again over the weekend, with both sides exchanging further attacks. That pushed oil prices sharply higher at one point, briefly touching around $90 per barrel, before giving back part of those gains during yesterday's trading. Interestingly, despite the renewed tensions, oil prices remain below the highs we saw earlier this spring. That suggests investors are becoming a little more confident that global energy supplies can continue to find alternative routes, even if shipping through the Strait of Hormuz remains under pressure. All right, that's it for today's Capital Markets Quickie. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and stay in the loop. See you tomorrow morning.